started a singles event that went well, but I had plans for a long night out, right? So I left the singles event a little bit early. Uh, my biggest reflection from there is two things, actually. One, if I had to do it over again, I would have planned to spend more time at that event, right? I think I underestimated the value of having an event where people have kind of self-identified as seeking someone to date or, at least get to know or whatever else, right? And because when you go out to these other places, right, there are, of course, people who are seeking to date. Some of them maybe are already dating someone and seeking to date. That's just the words of the wise. But this event is a little bit different than like, a normal bar, club, venue, etc. Because everyone has kind of chosen to be among that crowd, right? And so I think instead of planning to cut that short and then go to another place after, in retrospect, I would have spent more time there. Also, during my time there, I feel like I could have been a bit more active in terms of shorter conversations when I realized this person may not be exactly what I'm looking for, right? And I've talked about this before in some other videos, but it's the, you know, I won't even say good and bad, but I like to think of it more as pros and cons, right? There are pros and cons to different choices, right? And I feel like the pro of the choice I made to kind of stick in some conversations was that it got me into a talkative mood, right? It also helped keep me out of my head because I was in conversation. And generally, when I am in conversation and in a talkative mood, I'm very present, right? There are some times when I am in my head, and that interferes with me being in such a conversational mood. And there are times when I am not in conversation with folks, and that causes me to get in my head and then prevents or works against me being in a conversational mood in that real social flow state, right? Showing the wrist. So while I was there though, I of course made, you know, talked to a few different people, had some fun, good time. Left, went somewhere else, but then in the venue that I went to, I was not as free flowing, right? Was not into the conversations as much or as quickly. And I feel like I am still at a point where once I start to notice that and realize it, it is not just natural for me to work myself out of it. Certainly got much better at it, right? And the advice that I would give to others who are at the same place I am, where you start to realize, oh man, I'm kind of being a little antisocial, or that's not even the right word, antisocial, but just not talkative. I'm not opening, right? I'm not going out starting conversations with that many different people. And if I am starting the conversations, it's very short, right? It's not starting a conversation realizing that as you start the conversation with a stranger, They don't know who you are, and they may be jostled or in their head or wherever. And so I think it's good to expect that you will have to carry the conversational burden at least initially, right? So, a couple areas where I can improve, and it showed. And so when I got to the second place and then wasn't as talkative, I started to feel it, right? So, I was kind of riding a bit of a high from the singles event, uh, and then kind of came down a little bit lower at the second place, right? Went to another place after, did not go well, and I left early, right? Left early, not in the best of circumstances. And so today I was really a bit disappointed in myself for not doing better, right? And that is also another area for improvement is accepting where you're at or where I'm at, right? To the extent that you are judging yourself, it will interfere, and not just interfere, but impede your progress. So it's kind of two things that you have to keep in your mind. One is that you do want to be analyzing what you're doing and thinking of ways you could change things to hopefully elicit better results and lead to better outcomes, right? So it's not just that you want to blindly accept everything that happens, never be judgmental, right? You do want to examine yourself, examine what you're doing, and do so from the frame of looking to improve. However, as you're also looking to improve, you should be praising yourself for your effort, right? And enjoying it to like the greatest extent you can, right? It's a beautiful thing to be out there kind of meeting people, living life, it's a blessing. And so if you can be grateful, if you can find the fun in it, if you can also think of areas to improve, but praise yourself as you're doing it, right? Have this real positive reinforcement at the same time as having a bit of a outcome oriented perspective as well. That is the best place to be because it is going to take time and effort and energy and a lot of repetition and a good amount of failures, depending on how you define failure, along the way, right? And so you want to be in it for the long haul if you really want these results. And being kind to yourself, being grateful, being praiseful, if that's the right word to use in this situation. All those things are good and will help you continue moving forward in the best way possible, right? So, me being down on myself is something to not do, right? I did it, and I hope that you do not do it. So, so down on myself today after the last night fiasco again, the judgment coming in after the last night out, that I really was unsure if I would go out. And, normally Friday and Saturday nights, like, I want to be out. I want to be working to become more social. I want to continue to be getting better and better and better. And Friday and Saturday nights are like prime time, right? So did all of that. And the other like piece I'll just mention because it'll play into the story later on is that I had opportunities to connect with some friends, right? I knew several people that were going out. Um, I knew where they would be. I knew when they would be there, but I decided to go solo, right? Uh, I do. I have been doing that a bit more recently, actually, going solo. And two things I'll say about that. One is I think it is very valuable to not have to be out with someone when you are working to become more social, right? I feel like a high level of mastery includes and entails being able to be social when you are out alone and not just when you are out surrounded by friends, right? And there have been many people who do see me out, uh, find out I'm there alone and they're like, wow, that's very brave of you. So I'll just mention that. Make of that what you will. Uh, the other part about going out solo, which leads me into today, is that having those around who are, particularly those around who are also working to become more social, is a good way to have additional accountability. So, after last night out, wasn't feeling great, was down on myself to the point where I was really doubting whether I would come out tonight, right? Those friends, in particular who I knew was out last night, uh, shared that they would be going out as well. And in seeing that they would be going out, it made me rethink, should I really stay in? I've been going out very consistently for a while. But maybe I could just take a day off, particularly after not having a great night last night. Maybe I could just sit this one out, call it a bit of a recharge or refresh or vacation or whatever you want to, however I wanted to think about it or rationalize it. Uh, but instead just said, you know what? I am going to come out. So started off the night again, a little bit solo, a little bit quieter or more shy, right? When the friends get there, open up a little bit, slowly start becoming more social, have a couple instances of um, some conversations and interactions that go well. But overall, still kind of in my head and just not in terms of, ranking the nights out in terms of how social and open and friendly and engaging I want to be, not at my best. Not at my worst, but not at my best. Uh, until kind of the very pretty much end of the night, like the last half an hour or so. I met this really nice girl, and had a real cool interaction with her. And one thing on that that I'll just say is I think particularly as you're going out more, you tend to get a good read on people and particularly a good read on someone who is your type, right? And so I don't think it's something that, at least for me, I can tell just by looking, but I could tell kind of within the first 10 seconds or so of talking to her, based on her demeanor, based on her way of being, I'll even say, that she was someone I would like a lot. Um, and I did. So that's another benefit of going out, is that you do get a read on people. You do find people that you like and get better at telling when it is someone that you like. What I would also say is that not every interaction leads to, you know, wherever you may want it to go. And so going out, becoming more social is just a thing of repetition, right? Getting better and better and better and better and better. And it's not just always, you know, a straight line up. There are ups and downs, as my experiences have hopefully illuminated in this video. But when it's up, it feels good, and it is something where you get better and better over time. So if you can find friends who are doing it with you, who can help keep you accountable, who can help motivate you, who can help you open up in these environments, all the better. If you can do it without the friends and go out solo and still have good success or still put in the reps, that's good as well because that will help you continue to get the reps in, continue to progress quickly as your friends may or may not be there or may have plans to do things that you don't feel are as good. Excuse me. But overall, good night out. It's past 5 a.m. now, so late night out, but that's a very good thing, right? It took took it being late for me to have kind of the success I wanted, and I got there in the end. It was cool. It was definitely fun, but overall, I would just say keep your head up, right? Don't beat yourself up. Don't be hard on yourself because I was hard on myself. It brought my mood down, and I feel like being in that lower mood almost caused me to miss an opportunity to continue to work to get better, but then also made it to where when I did go out, I was starting at a lower place. So, easier said than done, but whatever kind of works for you to help get there is good. I feel like listening to some music beforehand helped lift my mood a little bit. Definitely tried some meditation earlier today. Definitely tried to reframe some of the things from last night to not look at them as, bad or failure or disappointing, but instead as just learning opportunities and just being grateful and recognizing like the things that did go well. So hey, not perfect. Still have plenty of work to do. But I certainly am progressing. And I truly believe that anyone who does take this seriously will progress as well. These videos will help you progress. I even have more things coming that will help you progress more quickly, right? Really kind of focused, tailored advice, guidance, insights that will help you to grow, that will help you to improve, that will help you to lead a much more fun, rich, fulfilling life, as I have seen from experience. And I want that for you. I want you to be successful. I want you to be the best you that you can be. I want you to be happy, right? I want you to be able to work and improve and enjoy the journey, enjoy the path, not see it as a struggle, not see it as having failures along the way, but learning more along the way and really enjoying the blessing that you have to be going out there and getting it. So I wish you the very best.